It refers to the number of pixels that make up an image. For example, if we have 2001 multiplied by, let's say, 2048 pixels, then we have इनको जो multiply करके जो इनका final answer आएगा, that much pixels in total. That's how it represents. अब रेजोल्यूशन जो है वो हर कैमरा के अंदर डिफरेंट होती है. अगर एक कैमरा ऐसा है जो ब्लरी सा है, जो पुराना मॉडल है, we'll have a blurry picture, and then we will have another picture that will be very clear, right? It will be very fuzzy और बहुत blurry सी picture होगी. So that means we will say कि इसका resolution low है, इसका resolution high है, right? That's how we will differentiate this. पर अगर high resolution images का एक drawback ये होगा कि उससे file size increase हो जाएगा हमारे पास, और क्योंकि नंबर ऑफ पिक्सेल्स जो है एक इमेज को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए इंक्रीज करें तो साइज ऑफ फाइल तो इंक्रीज होगा. देन इट आल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन आवर हार्ड ड्राइव और SSD or any other drive that you have a storage space. It also impacts that, because if there is a low hard drive and your resolution is really good, so you will hardly have enough photos in your memory, right? Similarly, if not similarly, just as saying, if there's somewhere mid, there's a little blur, but this blur is not very obvious, and you are fine with this blur. It does not make a huge difference. So this, both of them are almost close, and such reduction is okay. Such a reduction in resolution is okay because the original image is intact and we are getting the similar uh, resolution and similar amount of photo clarity as well. Now we are going to look at the representation of data. These are the units of data storage. We have kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte. That's 10 raised power 3. That will be 1000. And then 10 raised power 6. That will be 6 zeros, then 9 zeros and 12 zeros. And then we have a similar sort of unit storage, that is kibibyte, maybe byte, gigabyte, and terabyte. So these are another system that is used for as a unit for data storage. So this is something which we use for multiplying or it's for calculations. So firstly, if we have to find out a file size, for example, we have a picture, we just took a picture and we want to see its file size, what we have to do is we have to take the image resolution that is in pixels and we have to multiply it by the color depth that is in bits, and this is how we will get our file size answer. Let's do one example. Okay, this is the question. A photograph is 1024 into 1080 pixels. Remember, these are the horizontal and vertical pixels, and once we will multiply them, we will get the total pixels and use the color depth. Color depth uski hai 32 bits ki. How many photographs of this size would fit into a memory stick of 64 gigabytes? So basically what they are trying to say is that the image resolution pixels are this and the color depth is this, and I have a total storage of 64 gigabytes. And how many pictures can I store in this much memory? So that's how we need to see. Firstly हम क्या करेंगे, हम total number of pixels find out करते हैं. So we will multiply 1024 with 1080 and we will get the value 1105920 pixels. That will be the answer you will get. Okay, so these are the number of pixels. Now we are going to multiply the number of pixels with the color depth, right? So get a file size value. So pixels को multiply करेंगे, इस value को 1105920 will be multiplied with the number of bits color depth, that is 32. Now we got the value. That value is, let me write it in front of it actually. So it's going to be 3538940, right? So these are the number in bits. But let's find it in bytes. We need to find it in bytes. So we know that 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So if we want to convert it into byte, we have to divide 3538940 with 8, and we will get the final answer, that will be 4423680 bytes. These are the bytes, number of bytes we got. But we have to see कि 64 gigabytes में कितनी आ सकती है. Let's simplify what is 64 gigabytes. अभी हम लोगों ने जब data storage देखा, we saw that gigabytes is basically our 2 raised to power 30, right? And we have to multiply, ये तो gigabytes हो गया, अब इसको 64 से भी multiply करना है, and we will multiply it by 64. Or you can also simply write it as 1024 multiplied by 1024 multiplied by 1024 three times, right? So let me write it over here. 2 raised to power 30 can be written as 1024 multiplied by 1024 multiplied by 1024. So now in this value we are going to get this will be the total storage, right? ये टोटल हमारी स्टोरेज कितनी है ये वो बता रहा है, बट इन बाइट्स ये हमारे पास है कि वन इमेज की क्या फाइल साइज है, वन इमेज के लिए, ठीक है? तो वी विल गेट द फाइनल आंसर 68719476736 बाइट्स. कितनी ये बाइट्स हो गई हैं. Now we have the total storage and we have the storage of one image. तो हम इसको इससे divide कर देंगे, and 68719476736 divided by 4423680. So we will get the value as 15534 photos. If you get number in decimals, you have to convert it into the round down to the closest number to get the number of photos. You cannot get 2.3 photos. You can definitely get 2 photos, and you cannot get 2.7 photos. It will still be 2 photos. Okay, so that's how you will solve such type of questions. Any question will be there, you have to look over the concept, and this is how you will be applying that. Alright, now we have to do the representation of sound in computer science, or in computers basically. So we know sound waves are produced in a form of sinusoidal wave, and these sound waves are heard by a human. These are analog, and humans and computers cannot understand analog. So for that we have this analog to digital converter, which we call ADC, which converts these analog signals into digital signals. And why do we do that? We do that to sample the values, and the need to be sampled so that they can be stored in the computer. Sampling itself means that we are measuring the amplitude. This is the amplitude, right? This is the amplitude of a wave. So we measure how loud it is or how high pitch it has, and so on and so forth. So what we do here is we estimate the values at equal time intervals. We look at like 0.02, 0.2 seconds, and we go to the estimation. और जितना क्लोज अप्रॉक्सीमेट हम लोग कर सकते हैं हम कर सकते हैं, जितना हम प्रिसाइज होंगे उतनी वैल्यूज हमारी एक्यूरेट होती जाएंगी. तो अगर हम लोग इन नंबर ऑफ बिट्स को, तो हमारे पास यहाँ पे एम्पलीट्यूड जो हमें बता रहा है उसके थ्रू नंबर ऑफ बिट्स पर सैंपल अगर हम लोग निकालें तो वो हमारी सैम्पलिंग सोल्यूशन होगा. सो इफ आई राइट इट डाउन, and then this is how we can define it as number of bits per sample. हर sample के जितने number of bits आ रहे हैं तो उसको हम लोग sampling solution कहेंगे, हम उसको bit depth भी कह सकते हैं. To get the major sample, what is a sampling rate? This is another important term that is used. Sampling rate is basically number of sound samples. जितने भी हमारे sound samples हैं उनको हम लोग divide करते हैं per second. पर सेकेंड में कितने नंबर ऑफ साउंड सैंपल्स हैं वो हमारी सैम्पलिंग रेट होते हैं, एंड इट इज मेजर्ड इन हर्ट्ज, द यूनिट ऑफ हर्ट्ज. एंड वी कैन यूज दिस. देयर आर सम बेनिफिट्स and disadvantages for this. It will be very, it has larger dynamic range. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Another good thing is it has better, the more it will be used, the better sound quality we will have. And again, That's very similar, that it will be less